Hi Sagittarius, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me on my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for this coming week, which includes the last part of June and into July. Today is Saturday, June 27th, 2020. So this is a general love reading, and that means that it can apply to anything in your life, including romantic relationships or otherwise. Don't forget to be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns that I'm using to describe them. You can mix and match the roles within the reading. That means you may be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards. You might feel like that I am reading for you. You could feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. As always, my intention is to reach those that need the message and will benefit from it. So hopefully, Sagittarius, by the time you finish watching this video, or by the time you turn it off, you feel like you have something beneficial that will help you out in some way. Okay, Sagittarius? If you do want more specific information regarding my readings and my videos, check out the description box below. And let's get started for Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for you guys. This upcoming week in June. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start off with the Five of Wands paired with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Cups in reverse. The Four of Swords in reverse. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. And then the Ten of Wands in reverse. So I feel like there's a group of people involved in this reading, or you could be in the midst of a group of people. It feels like there's a lot of discussion and debate going on. It does not feel like fighting. It feels like debate. It feels like it's relatively friendly and cordial, neutral. It feels like there's discussion surrounding trying to come to an agreement about something, which has been unsuccessful. I feel like everybody's kind of got different ideas, different directions they want to go. It feels like there's a lack of consensus. And it also feels like you've been here before, Sagittarius. Like maybe you have, within this group dynamic, could be family, friends, social circles, co-workers, colleagues, business partners, whatever that looks like for you. But I feel like you've been here before. You've had these discussions in the past. You have not come to terms or come to an agreement in the past. You've revisited the issues. There's still dissension. It doesn't feel volatile or hostile or anything like that. It just feels like people want different things or have different perspectives or different ideas about where they want to go, what they want to do. It's almost like you may be coming to a conclusion at this point in Sagittarius that you just need to let go of the idea that it's going to be fair and right for everybody. That everybody is going to have a fair say or everybody's going to be perfectly content. It's almost like there's this effort now to come to the realization that not everybody is going to get what they're hoping for or be happy with the outcome. And I don't mean, there's going to be people pissed off that they weren't heard or that kind of, it just feels like there needs to be some compromise. And at this point in time, it doesn't feel like that's been a consideration, the idea of compromise. It almost feels like whatever's going on here, there's a sense that everybody is definitely going to be steering in the same direction. Everybody has the same exact mindset. Pack mentality. Everybody's going to be perfectly happy with the same idea, the same goal, the same whatever. but that's not the case. So let's get some more cards out here. We have the Hierophant in reverse. And then we have the Devil in reverse. Nine of Wands. Five of Swords in reverse. Four of Swords again, this time in the upright position. And then Three of Cups in reverse. The Empress in reverse. And then we have Justice in reverse. Okay, so these cards are confirming exactly what I was saying before. First of all, I think that maybe, Sagittarius, you've come to a conclusion that continuing to revisit and having these discussions and these debates is really not bringing you any closer to coming to an agreement. It might allow you to come to terms with the fact that everybody kind of is on a different page. There is this sense that there's this desire to come together, to come to an agreement, to compromise, but everybody has such different opinions about which directions to go, about what they want out of this. And again, when I say what I want, it feels like a group effort. This could be a project. This could be a family building a home. This could be a business where you're working with other people, but everybody's got such different and specific ideas in their head, and they're just not matching up. And it feels like you have maybe separated or gone your separate ways and then come back together to see if you can't make things work out again, or come back together to discuss the issues again to see if maybe you can't come to a compromise. There's a sense of continuing to return and revisit, open up discussions again. And what I think you're realizing is that there may not be an answer to making everybody happy with whatever this is for you, Sagittarius. People are hanging on to their own wishes, desires, goals, needs, wants. I don't think this is about needs. This is more about wants. People are hanging on to what they want out of the deal. And because people are not able to let go of their own selfish, and I'm saying selfish because that's just the term that popped into my head. I'm not necessarily indicating that people are being selfish, but it just feels like there's this lack of compromise and unwillingness to come together and come to an agreement because people are so hell-bent on making sure they get what they want out of the situation rather than working as a team. Again, it feels like there's almost this desire for this pack mentality, for everybody to be on the same page, moving in the same direction. But that's unattainable. It's unattainable and it's unrealistic, honestly. And I can't necessarily say why. It could be the specific situation that you're in that's unattainable because it's not meant to be that way. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Sagittarius. Let's see what else we get. Two of Swords in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This can indicate a family dynamic, family situation. It can indicate disruption within a family home, divorce, loss of legacy, financial instability. So this could be within a family unit. Knight of Swords in reverse. The World in reverse. The Moon. Ace of Pentacles. King of Swords. And then we have Justice in reverse again. So we have someone in this mix, someone in this group, a King of Swords character. This could represent your energy, Sagittarius, or somebody that you're dealing with. The King of Swords is somebody who is very honest, open, very intelligent, a very clear and articulate communicator. This is somebody who means business, and this is somebody who knows the difference between right and wrong. This is somebody who can steer you in the right direction. And this person is saying the reason why we can't get things going in the right direction is because the reason why there's a lack of justice in this situation, why we can't get things going in the right direction, is because people are not letting go of their specific wants and goals with regard to whatever this is. Everybody's being way too selfish in this situation. There is literally no compromise. And again, the King of Swords could be somebody that you're dealing with. This could represent your higher self, who's helping you come to terms with understanding why things are the way they are. There is some lack of clarity with regard to why you keep returning to this situation even though nothing has changed. There is some kind of opportunity available here. And that could be why. It could be, there's like a carrot dangling in front of your nose. There is an opportunity here available within this situation, something that definitely feels very positive, could be financially beneficial to you, could be, again, a new job opportunity, project, whatever the case may be. But again, this is a group dynamic that's involved in this situation. And the people involved with the situation are not achieving this goal because there is, again, a lack of compromise, an inability to compromise, to come together, to come to some kind of agreement. Everybody is trying to get things to move in the direction that they specifically, that their personal wants and desires are steering them in. As a result, there's no progress. If the intention is to work together, to do this as a group, the effort's not working. Again, because as this King of Swords is saying, everybody's hanging on to their own selfish wants. And it doesn't feel like needs. I keep saying wants instead of needs and desires, or needs and wants, because needs would be different than wants, right? I feel like this group dynamic, whether this is a family or a social circle, a group of friends, I feel like the needs are met. You've got to take care of needs before you can have wants, right? The needs feel like they're met within this situation. This is about what I want to get out of it, what I personally want to get out of this. And it's not matching up with what other people want. And nobody's willing to let go of what they want out of the situation. and yet there is this continued effort being put forth. People continuing to come forward, have the discussions and the debates, talk about this as if there is going to be progress made. But that's not the case right now. Anyway, let's get some more cards out here. Sagittarius, and see what else we get. Hermit. 8 of Swords. 6 of Pentacles again in reverse. 5 of Wands again, but in reverse this time. 4 of Cups. 2 of Wands. Knight of Wands. And then we have the Sun in reverse. So there might be a realization that the answer really is for everybody to go their separate ways. And maybe some people have decided to go their separate ways. This could indicate a single energy, somebody doing something on their own, being content within their work and home environment and their life, but they're doing it by themselves. They're not doing it as, you know, a family unit or within a group dynamic or as a team. This is single energy, and there is some frustration, anxiety, internal conflict with regard to this, because again, I feel like the effort is being made to do this together, to do this as a family, as a group, as a team, as a whole, but it's not coming together because again, there is this lack of effort being put forth with regard to moving as a whole, compromise, pack mentality, and you're dealing with almost a pointless battle when you can't come to terms with moving forward as a whole instead of separate pieces, separate parts, because there's no common ground here. And it's almost like it's just there's this expectation that we're going to come back to the table and try again. Nobody really quite knows why. Why are we continuing to come back together and discuss and debate, return to the same scenario where we're trying to work things out when we know that we've made no progress? So why do we keep doing this? It's like we're on a hamster wheel right now. We're spinning our wheels and we're not making any progress. And it's because everybody wants something different out of the deal. It's almost like the whole group dynamic, everybody is just waiting for that opportunity for someone to say, okay, let's do it your way. And then you start moving in the direction that one particular person wants to go. But then you know how that's going to end up. If one, if everybody concedes and says, okay, let's do what Joe wants to do. Joe gets to have his way. He's happy. But then he's surrounded by a bunch of people who are unhappy because they didn't get their way. So where does that leave Joe? Is he ultimately going to be happy too? Probably not. Sagittarius, I'm just saying. Joe may have the strongest voice in the group. Maybe he's even got some good arguments. Maybe he's the king of swords. Maybe this is Joe. And Joe's saying, well, I'm the most intelligent in this group. And so I can spin circles around you with my arguments and my methods of debate And so I'm probably going to get my way, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to be happy because Joe gets his way. Let's get this last round of cards out and see what else we have for you, Sagittarius. Two of Cups. Magician. Nine of Cups. The Knight of Swords again in the upright this time. Five of Pentacles again. Three of Cups, this time in the upright position. The Emperor. And then we have the Moon in reverse this time. So these cards are really confirming the story that I've come up with here. But it's interesting because there is still this desire to come to a conclusion, make a decision. Maybe have an awakening of some sort as to how we can make this work within this group dynamic. What path do we choose? What direction do we take in order to obtain this Ace of Pentacles so that everybody's happy? How do we do this? And so there, again, there is this continued desire or effort to come together and work things out, even though there's not a lot of progress being made. The effort is still there, and it's continued. And it could be that you need to work on the relationships themselves within this group dynamic. Work things out within this group dynamic, meaning specific relationships, reconnecting, working together, so that when you do come together as a whole, that you can move forward, make some progress. You know, again, I get this feeling with this Nine of Cups coming out here. This is about, Nine of Cups is about an individual wish fulfillment, right? Nine of Cups, like the Nine of Pentacles, is very independent energy, wanting your own personal wishes to come true, wanting to pursue your own personal goals, making progress in a very independent manner. And that's just not gelling with the situation you're finding yourself in, Sagittarius, because this is a group endeavor. It is possible, too, with this Emperor coming out, and this King of Swords feels like he might be saying, look, part of the reason why there's this level of imbalance within this group that there is because we really don't have anybody stepping up to the plate to take the role on as the leader or the person who's guiding us in the right direction. Everybody's trying to move in their own selfish individual direction and wants the group to follow them. So we really don't have any leadership stepping up to the plate here. Taking on the role of demanding compromise really is what it's going to come down to. Someone's got to step up to the plate and say, look, you can't all have your way. We've got to figure out what's going to work. And then we're going to make it work. And we're going to make it work because there's going to be people who are going to have to sacrifice. You're not going to be able to get everything that you want. So decide what's most important to you. And let's come to terms with making this happen by not being so insistent that you've got to get your way with every little detail. Sagittarius, more than anything, that's just the biggest message coming through. So we're going to get a Dreams of Gaia Tarot card for Sagittarius. Oops. And then we're going to wrap this up. I can hang on to my deck. I'm not going to take that. I do feel, Sagittarius, that there is potential here. It's a challenge, though, because, again, I don't know how many people you're dealing with. Excuse me. It feels like it could be more than a handful. You know, 5, 6... on the low end, that's what I'm sensing. Like there's 5 or 6 people involved in the decision-making process, and it could involve even more. So when you've got that many people coming together, working towards something, coming to an agreement and compromising is a challenge for sure. Do I want that? There's more than one there. I want just one card for Sagittarius. I mean, I suppose I could take 2, but there's a lot of cards that keep... Okay, we're going to take these 2. We've got Heaven and Earth in reverse. I haven't had those in a long time. And then the Ace of Air in reverse. Interesting. I don't think that this Heaven and Earth card has come out... I don't know how long. Interesting. These are both blockages, potential blockages. So, and they were both in reverse. So the Ace of Air is the Ace of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite. And then this one is the 11 card, which would be the Page of Pentacles, which neither one of these cards came out in your reading. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, these page cards are about balance. And it was in reverse, and the reversal passage in these books for this particular card are very short. So I have to read the regular meaning of the card for you to understand the card itself, but it's about an imbalance that you have to deal with. So I'm going to read the Ace of Air first. The potential blockage. And then we'll go into this Heaven and Earth card. So again, potential blockage. Here we go. The Ace of Air reversed wants to know if you are holding on to outdated beliefs, opinion, or fears that are exerting an influence on your decision-making ability. Past hurts, past failures and mistakes, loss, the thoughts and opinions of others, and fear of upsetting others if we disagree or choose a way that is different to their own. All of these things can hamper our ability to implement new ideas or a new way of being. Over time, they become impediments that can limit and restrict. The Ace of Air reversed asks that you look within to discover what it is that prevents you from acting. Are your own beliefs sabotaging your future goals? Yes, they are. I love these cards. They always resonate so strongly with the readings. Perfect way to end these. So let's get this Heaven and Earth card. Where is it? So the Heaven and Earth card is about a page and a half, not too long, but the potential blockage, which I'll read first because it's just a really short paragraph. That's the potential blockage. And then I'm going to read the main meaning of the card so you understand the card meaning. So the potential blockage says the 11 of Earth reversed has a very simple and direct meaning. If it appears in your reading today, it, like its upright meaning, symbolizes a potential imbalance that needs to be addressed. Okay, so here's the imbalance for Heaven and Earth. The 11 of Earth is a balancing and realignment card. It suggests it is now time to keep yourself centered and in harmony with the world around you by banishing the illusion of separation. You are a spiritual being, a soul living in a physical body in order to experience and learn from life. You are here to learn from those experiences in order to grow and evolve. It is important to integrate and ground your belief in a higher power or the tangible here on the physical plane. Know that Spirit, the divine, dwells in all things of earth, sky, and water. Honor Spirit here on earth. To be spiritual does not necessarily require you pray or follow a particular religious path. Spirituality is about connection. It is about taking a moment to watch a sunrise or sunset and to know at your center that you are part of something larger than your own life. It is about believing in more than what your senses experience. It is about believing in the mysterious, inexplicable, and unknowable. It is about nurturing and honoring your personal relationship with the land beneath your feet and the heavens above. Humanity and nature have a symbiotic relationship. We are dependent upon the world in which we live for our very survival. When we harm the planet, we do harm to humanity. It is important to establish a balanced and harmonious relationship with nature by living a life that has less impact, one that places fewer demands on the environment instead of claiming space as your own. Remember that you share it and do what you can to coexist with the flora and fauna that were there before you. Integrate nature into your home environment. It is important to know and understand how to live in accordance with the seasons and cycles, and how each animal and plant serves an important role in maintaining the stability of the ecosystems in which they dwell. To destroy one can lead to the destruction of the whole. It is also important to see that magic exists in all and everything. For example, the mundane act of house cleaning can shift and alter the energy within the house and transform the environment in which you dwell. This act has an influence beyond the space around you. It affects your emotional and mental state as well, as a cluttered and disorganized house or workspace can give rise to a cluttered and disorganized mind that is unable to focus. Mathematical patterns, the Fibonacci sequence, for example, can be found hidden in the natural world within the shapes of shells, flowers, pine cones, and even the human womb. They are also visible in the way tree branches grow in the shape of a hurricane when viewed from above. It can be said that the ordinary is magical and that magic is quite ordinary. To work magic is a simple process of creating and focusing energy and intent, with intent, which means that everything you do with intent, from adding a string of numbers to making a nice dinner for friends, is an act of making magic. When defining the material as the physical world in which we dwell, and the immaterial as the world we cannot see, the 11 of Earth addresses the importance of seeing them as being a part of a singular whole. That was interesting. This whole idea of us all being independent and yet being part of a whole, being part of an ecosystem. And of course, every action, every word that comes out of your mouth, all the intentions you have, even the ones that you have in your head that are not spoken, they do affect the world around you, the people around you, your environment, and your circumstances, your situations, your moods, everything. So I think that was an interesting card to end this reading, because I do think that it absolutely applies to what's going on here, is that if there is this intent to come together and work together and move towards a goal together and make something happen within this group dynamic, family, social circle, co-workers, colleagues, whatever this looks like for you, then your intentions need to match that. Again, there's this lack of compromise and this inability to see each other's point of view and inability to move things forward because everybody is on a different page. So before I start rambling and repeating myself, Sagittarius, I'm going to end this reading. I hope that it was insightful for you. I hope that it gave you something that's valuable, helps you move forward in some way. Thank you so much for watching. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to, and I will see you next time, Sagittarius. Bye.